No, you are not dreaming. Leicester City actually have a chance to win back-to-back matches in the Premier League. It's a real turning point for the season. The Foxes, who sit in 20th place, could climb back into mid-table or find themselves further adrift in the relegation zone. But how is it going to turn out? I hope you'll find out with me. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Leicester City. It's a watch-along. Won't you join us? Yes, hello, thank you for joining me, and welcome to Leicester Fan TV, to today's watch-along from Molyneux Stadium. Now, of course, we're going to go through some of your comments quickly. Fee, hello, thank you for joining me. Ross, thanks for joining in. And then Patrick, you're getting right into the lineups here. So it won't take me long to explain the Leicester City lineup because there are very, very few changes that have been made. I'm going to put them up on screen for you here. It is the exact same lineup that we put out against Crystal Palace. Didn't have to make any changes to the graphic at all. The changes that were made for Leeds, seeing Dennis Pratt come into the lineup at the expense of the suspended Maddison, have been undone. The defensive back line remains exactly the same, and the bench remains exactly the same. Now, this team did well defensively. It came in and got a 0-0 draw against Palace. We'll be hoping to see better offensively, maintaining that presence that Dennis Pratt did create. And they'll be hoping to stop this Wolves side that line up in a 4-2-3-1 with a lot of attacking potential in that team through Podence, Traore, and, of course, their new signing, Diego Costa. Now, neither team have really been having a pleasant start to the season. They both find themselves in the relegation zone at the moment. Leicester City on 8 points, Wolves on 9 points. So I think we can expect this to be a very, very scrappy affair. But like I said, with Nottingham Forest's win against Liverpool yesterday, Leicester City find themselves last in the Premier League in 20th position. But, of course, we do still have that game in hand that's about to be played now. Wolves as well can climb up into mid-table, as can Leicester City. But a loss for either team will begin to find them cut adrift at the foot of the Premier League. The link has just been put into the chat. We're going to be kicking off very, very soon, but if you'd like to get some quick thoughts in, please feel free to click on there. Nick saying, Rodgers is so stubborn. Why drop Pratt when he was our best player on Thursday? I know one of the things that Brendan Rodgers really likes to do is make those like-for-like changes. I don't think that a major change to the starting lineup is going to be something that'll start rolling with due to one match, but I'm hoping that this means we'll start to see Dennis Pratt getting more than just 2-3 minutes of game time every match. And that the performance that he put in against Leeds that was very positive could be the beginning of something much better for him. All right, Ross, you're just in time to get your 5 minutes. This is 5 minutes to kickoff. Ross, can you hear me? I think you're having some internet issues.
By the way. Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you, but your camera's a little frozen. So I've also got Nick joining in, so let's very quickly share our thoughts.
Oh.
Can you hear me, Ross? All right, Ross, I think you're losing your connection, so I'm going to let you go, but if you can, please join me later. All right, Nick, I'm going to add you in for some very quick thoughts. The teams are in the tunnel now. Same lineup as Palace. How are you feeling?
Well, if it's the same lineup as Palace, we know what to expect, don't we? I don't get why you've dropped Pratt up. Pratt looked fantastic on the right wing on Thursday. Yes, he blew about 60 minutes, but he's hardly played any games. Why drop Pratt just to get Maddison in? Take KDH out.
I was going to ask you who you would have taken out at the expense, because I don't think Maddison is really expendable there, and I completely agree. I think KDH has been a little shaky these last few games and could use some time to just sort of rest and regroup.
To be fair, compared to last season, KDH has been poor this season. He's not the same KDH we were seeing certainly at the back end of last season. So
that's fair.
You know, Mendy, I think Mendy should have deserved a start today. I like Mendy. He's more of that defensive midfielder where Soumari's not that. So they were the only two I would have changed, really. I would have thought KDH out for Maddison and probably brought Mendy in. But if we don't win, which we should do today, because Wolves are a bigger mess than we are. They can't even get a manager to join them at the minute. If we can't win, that's it. It's got to be game over for Rodgers. It's got to be.
I was going to say it is a bit of a challenge to be a bigger mess than Leicester City, but Wolves kind of have managed that.
Well, the QPR manager turned them down, didn't he? The QPR
That's
manager,
true.
He turned them down in the Championship. He doesn't want a relegation fight in the Prem.
At least not until he gets up with QPR. So what's your score prediction for today?
Well, I said on Jamie's show that Phil was doing this morning, my head says 3-0 Leicester, but obviously head and heart, it's going to be a nervy one, and you can see it all day long. It's going to be a nervy one. We don't have a great record at Molineux. I was at the game when we were 3-0 up in 15 minutes and we lost 4-3 or something stupid in the early noughties. It's just not a good hunting ground for us.
Exactly. But, I'm being pretty optimistic for this one as well, but I just don't see us getting another clean sheet here. Danny Ward's coming into his own, but I have the feeling like Diego Costa is going to be hungry. I'm going to say a very scrappy 2-1 for us.
But we've got Sideshow Bob at the back. I like him. I like Faz. He's good. He's an old school defender, which is what we need. So
there's been that sort of lack of physicality in the back line, and I like the fact that Faz brings that in for us. I'm going to add Ross in as well. So Ross, if you can hear us, if your connection's doing a little better.
We're just on the way to a theme park, so signal's dipping. So
no worries, Ross. The team lineups are there, and the players are just coming out onto the pitch. So just before I let you both go, I just want to get a quick score prediction and like one sentence of thoughts.
Well, I said 2-0 this morning on the Phil's aftermath show this morning, aftermath pre-match show this morning. Because obviously get well soon, Jamie, by the way. Unfortunately, he's not well. But no, it'll be a strappy game. But obviously, hopefully, we can finally get our first away win of the season. So Wolves are a good side. They've obviously got no manager at the minute, so they might want to prove a point. So I'm going to say 2-0. Harvey Barnes will get one. He's played for West Brom on loan, so he'll get a bit of stick from the Wolves fans. We'll be in the back country. It was your World Cup, Charlie. And Charlie says 1-0.
Lovely. All right, well, thank you both for joining me. So like I said, the players are out on the pitch. It's about 1 minute to kick off, so I'm going to let you both go, but thank you for joining me. And I'll put that link in at full time for some quick full-time thoughts as well.
All right, thanks.
Thank you both.
See you later.
All right, so like I said, the players have taken to the pitch. They're not quite in formation yet, but we will be kicking off any second now. I'm going to quickly change that theme as well to get those banners a little bit smaller. There we go. Mike Davies, you put in a score prediction as well, 3-1 to Leicester City. I'm liking the fact that there's some positivity from the fan base and from myself as well. It's been hard to be positive as a Leicester City supporter, but while I know we all said the same thing against Forest, it feels like this team is getting a little bit more cohesion, and we might be starting to turn a corner again. This match will be very, very telling from the first minute as to whether that was yet another false dawn or if we have turned that corner. Taking a look at the Premier League table, Leicester City on 8 points could then obviously get 11 points, and all depending on our goal difference, a 2-goal victory against Wolves plus other results going our way could see Leicester City as high as 14th place at the end of this match week, which for a team that started the week on the bottom of the table, I think would be a big, big result. We'll finally stop wearing black. We can get the blue shirts back on. We'll all be keeping our fingers crossed here. The players have taken to the pitch. They're probably going to take the knee as well. An important message that racism does not belong in football. And then we will kick off. And we'll have all the commentary for you. Keep getting your views in, and we'll get them up on screen. Nick chiming in again. We do need to win if we do we're out of the relegation zone. And that's going to be absolutely huge for us. I still do fully believe that this club does not belong in the relegation zone. We've seen people saying it's like the natural order of things. Never agree with that. Josh saying, never had a good record at Wolves. Hope we can get a result. I'd be happy to take a point. I feel like we're at the point where we can't be happy with a point anymore. We need to start taking 3 points. We need to get positive results on the bounce. And with that, we have kicked off. Leicester City passing the ball around the back. Ball now with Amarte, who passes it back to Danny Ward. In addition to the commentary on this game, I will also be doing my best to give you the score updates on the other matches around the horn, as Wolves coming forward immediately now. Costa in the penalty area, lays it back, and some quick passing around the back. Bueno, the new right back, passes the ball forward via the center back. Volley by Pedence, doesn't make connection, and it is cleared by Leicester City. Exactly. I think we just need to see that positive play, that fast-moving passing that I know Brendan really, really wants to play, that we just haven't been pretty much up until Leeds and maybe a little bit during Forest as well. But like we were all saying, I feel like that was more down to more just down to the event more than an actual turning of the corner. Nick, hopefully Michael will be joining me a little bit later. We can definitely take it easy on him. It is 6 in the morning where he is, so I wouldn't necessarily call that oversleeping. Ball goes into touch during a Leicester City attack, and it is a throw into Leicester right at the border of their attacking third. And we pass the ball all the way back to Danny Ward. A little bit of a light pass from Daniel Amarte there, but nothing that the Wolves players can chase down. Header doesn't make connection, and it is back to Wolves at their back line. But we're playing a high press here. Both Dewsbury Hall and Daka chasing back and threatening those Wolves center backs. Collins will clear it forward towards Traore. Traore maintains possession on the right wing. Fast goes in with a big sliding tackle, misses the ball, and takes down Adama for a free kick to Wolves. Tropical Wolverhampton in the Black Country. Yeah, it was a hot day. It's a hot day. I'm gonna see what the weather is like there. I hope there isn't a Wolverhampton in Canada. And I'm gonna get a complete false on here. 16 degrees, balmy in Wolverhampton today. Free kick is played in, low into the penalty area, bounces off Pedence. Cleared, but it's ricocheting. It's pinballing off a whole bunch of players and does roll out towards Bueno. Good early opportunity there for Nunes to try to take a shot, but it doesn't come off for him. Adama now chasing back into the penalty area. He's even got Barnes back trying to defend against him. Running along the outside, passes it off. Ball now with Costa. Moore laying it off. It's with Neves now. Tackled by Madison. Bueno then collects the ball and falls to the ground for a free kick. Yeah, Dipak, just to quickly address your comment, I don't watch cricket, so I can't really comment on it. Andy Medhurst saying 16 degrees, that's way too hot to play. Balmy. Just absolutely... It's what they say, visit tropical Wolverhampton. The Beach District, they call it. Free kick is played in, doesn't beat the first man, and the ball goes right back to Neves. He lays it off for Bueno. Moutinho, out onto the wing. Back to Neves, back to Bueno. The pass out to the wing is misplaced towards Nunes, and it is out for a Leicester City throw-in. Factor 50 needed today. There are, of course, a poor pass from Castagna, lays the ball off for Pedence, and Wolves play the ball down in towards the penalty area. Costa cuts inside, gets past one, gets past two, takes the shot, and it is up over the bar. Nick's saying Danny Ward needs sunglasses and water wings. Notin, where are you based? All of you, let me know where you're tuning in from. So me, I'm from Toronto in Canada. A much better place for Leicester City to be playing because it's colder here. Corner kick played in. It's a low header, but then cleared from the midway by Amarte. A shot's then taken that bounces off a couple players from Pedence and goes right the way out to another corner kick. Leicester players finding their men, also crowding that 6-yard box. We got some folks tuning in from Leicester. We got Gurpy tuning in from Quinton in Birmingham. Corner kick played in. Header is met by a Wolves player, but then cleared by Mendy, but only as far as a Wolves player. Shot taken from a distance that is well wide by Joao Moutinho. Mike saying Villa leading already, so let me get you a quick update around the horn there. Yes, Aston Villa have taken the lead against Brentford. Leon Bailey scoring in the 2nd minute. And then as that stands, if all the results ended as is, Leicester City would at least be in 19th, taking the point out of this match to remain level on points with Forest. But yeah, that climbs Aston Villa into 15th place and would set the height that Leicester City could reach down to 16th, should Southampton also get a draw. Mike's tuning in from Mansfield. And there has been a booking for Wolves for a tackle on Harvey Barnes. Yeah, Johnny pulls on the shoulder of Harvey Barnes, and you can't grab that close to the neck. Barnes goes down. He was on a break as well, and that is a free kick. It's going to be Madison to play it in, so he's going to immediately try to get this ball into the penalty area, which he does, but doesn't beat the first man. Ball then falls to Tielemans! What a goal! Yuri Tielemans makes a goal out of absolutely nothing with a wonderful volley. And absolutely perfectly finds the postage stamp. James Madison cannot believe it. And that is how we need to start this football match. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Leicester City 1. You could put Kasper Schmeichel, Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar, Gordon Banks, and Peter Shilton all in that net at the same time, and none of them are stopping that shot. In off the post, right at the top corner. What a goal for Leicester City from the captain on the day. Now, let's not get too excited because Wolves have still created a lot of chances so far. And it is dangerous when we have a lead. But with that, I'm going to take a quick look at the table with the updated scores, and I'll let you know where that puts us, because that won't put us ahead of West Ham on goal difference, but that will, as things stand, climb us out of the penalty area. Wolves immediately back on the attack, trying a lofted through pass, but it will be collected by the Great Wall of Wales, Danny Ward. Seeing an update that Aston Villa is now 2-0 up against Brentford. I just got to quickly refresh my my list of games here. Yes, Villa 2-0 up against Brentford now. Fee with the 99p super sticker for the goal. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. Wolves pass the ball back to Jose Sa. He's under pressure from Dewsbury Hall, but does make the pass to his center back. All right, so Aston Villa 2-0 up. Danny Ings with the goal there. Very quickly, Brentford crumbling here. And now Wolves on the break. They've broken into the penalty area. Shot is taken, stopped by Danny Ward. Wolves maintain possession. Harvey Barnes getting in and pressuring. Dewsbury Hall makes the block. Wolves win the possession again. Podence plays the ball in across the penalty area. Great block there by Dana Marte. And Leicester City now look to break. Dewsbury Hall on the right wing. Plays the through ball looking for Patson Daka, but it's just too hard. Derek, absolutely. Wolves are looking very, very dangerous right now. But as it stands, Leicester City have been doing well defensively. I'm going to knock on wood as I say that. Wolves coming forward again. Pedence on the left wing. Breaks into the penalty area. Plays it across the back. Good job there by, I think that was Madison who intercepts, but it goes back to Wolves. It's Bueno. Quick 1-2. Tries to play the cross in. Timmy Castagna gets in there and knocks it out for a throw-in. Daniel, looks like you just saw the goal as well. What a goal that was. Absolutely phenomenal. Pedence now gets past Castagna, plays a cross in, headed down and into the loving arms of Danny Ward. Arsenal 1-0 up against Southampton at St. Mary's. That's another result that we do need. Granit Xhaka scores in the 11th minute there. James Maddison on the ball. Lays a cute pass to Faz, who lays it off for Ward, who blasts it upfield. For those of you at home, if you do have a DVR or if you're watching on a live stream and you want to get synced up with me, my clock is currently showing 11:45, 46, 47 if you want to get synced up. You can feel free to pause the stream or pause your broadcast as well if my camera does that. I am still here. Just a built-in wonderful feature of my video camera as Madison fouls his man, and that will be a free kick to Wolves in their defensive zone. Yes, Andy, you are right. With all the results as they stand, if the match is ended here, we would be 16th and out of the relegation zone. We would climb over Southampton, Leeds, and Wolves. Dana Marte does a good job there of collecting a bouncing ball. Daka tries to play a cute back pass towards Castagna, but won't find him there. Stats being shown here, which is why we shouldn't feel too comfortable yet. Attempts so far 6-1 in favor of Wolves, but only one attempt on target for each team. Traore gets past Justin and plays a crossover that finds Bueno. He then crosses again, and Castagna lays the block in there, and it's out for a corner kick. The Wolves fans making themselves heard here, getting very loud here in Molyneux. Castagna does a good job there, gets a toe to the cross there and deflects it up and over into the top netting. Corner kick will be played in here. And it finds the head of Kilman, who puts it over the bar. Josh saying it's going to defending for our lives. Now, it does definitely seem like that, but one thing I will say is that normally it does feel like when we go a goal up, we sit back and we welcome that pressure. It doesn't feel as much like that from this game. It feels more so like we are still trying to make attacks. Wolves are really putting everything in the kitchen sink forward here in this match, which you and I know will leave them vulnerable to a counterattack. Wolves passing the ball around the back. All the way back to Sahu again. Pressured there by Dewsbury Hall. Poor passing from Wolves there. It's collected by Fass. Leicester City coming forward now. Barnes lays it off. Daka on the wing. Cross into the penalty area. Madison just can't get there in time. Oh, and it's out for a goal kick. Madison had picked up the ball and gets thrown to the ground by Sa. A little surprised that we aren't going to see a booking for that. Ooh, it was a very well-placed pass, but the run just wasn't quite there. Dewsbury Hall with the high press finds his man there, dispossesses the Wolves center back and finds Madison, but he gets immediately swarmed by 3 different Wolves players and dispossessed. Leicester City recollect possession after the clearance and will play that ball all the way back to Danny Ward. Dana Marte now with the ball in the center back position. Tielemans plays the ball onto the wing towards Castagna. Castagna to Daka, back to Castagna. Lots of open space on that left wing, and it looks like we're going to capitalize it. Dewsbury Hall threads the ball over towards Barnes. He's up against Johnny. Lays it back over for Dewsbury Hall. Tries to play a 1-2 towards Barnes, and it's collected by Jose Sa. Again, it's a smart play, but we're just missing those passes. A poor pass there from the center back by Wolves, and Leicester City are breaking here. It's Dewsbury Hall into the penalty area, gets past his man, plays the crossover, finds Madison, who puts it back across goal again, but he plays it way too hard. Nobody's going to find that ball, and it's out for a throw-in. Max Kilman tries to switch up the play there and only finds... who does he find there, actually? I think he finds Harvey Barnes, who very nicely lays the ball off for Dewsbury Hall to play that cross in. He gets past his man very well. But now Wolves on the attack. It's Prudence. It's 1 against 3. And well done there by Sumare, who tracks him down, knocks him over, and we get that ball. No, Tint, a little bit on in both cases, though. Like, both Wolves and Leicester have been making those kind of panicky mistakes. Neither team really feels very comfortable in this match yet. Josh saying Madison getting warmed up. Absolutely. I think we're already seeing the impact of having him back in that lineup. Andy Medhurst saying Villa 3 goals to the good now. I'm going to pull up those results in just a second as this play dies down. Castagna will clear the attempted through ball from Wolves, and Leicester do maintain possession even after the clearance. Tielemans on the ball. He'll play it back to Danny Ward. Brentford crumbling like a bourbon cream at the moment. 3-0 down 17 minutes into the game. Leon Bailey with the first goal. Danny Ings gets his second from the penalty spot. Derek, yeah, absolutely. Wolves are definitely throwing everything at us. I wouldn't even necessarily say that it's been poor by us that are giving Wolves that many chances, but Wolves are playing with a lot of pressure, and you are going to create chances when you create pressure like that. But the team seem cohesive. Danny Ward seems comfortable in his gloves and his boots. Patson Daka gets taken to the ground there. No free kick given, though, and that through ball is headed away by the Leicester City center backs. Leicester coming forward now. James Madison switches up play out onto the wing towards Barnes. Barnes coming forward, cuts inside, finds Dewsbury Hall, who finds Barnes! 2-0! What a goal by Harvey Barnes! He doesn't score equalizers anymore. He doubles the lead. And it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Leicester City 2! What a bit of passing play there. Again, it's like we mentioned in the pre-match that we played those quick, fast-moving passing plays against Leeds, against Forest. And I know that that's the way that Brendan Rodgers wants to play. And we're creating those chances again here against Wolves. And it's the fact that we're doing this in back-to-back matches that really gives me that comfort and that hope that we have turned that corner. Derek, I definitely think you are 2 minutes ahead of me. I saw this comment before the goal on my end, so I was a little hopeful. But thank you for at least keeping it ambiguous. But again, 2 goals and 2 really well taken goals there. And they're just showing the frustration on Jose Sa's face. And I think one of the big things that being 2 goals up here will help us with is that now Wolves will be getting a little uncomfortable. They're going to feel like in reality, if they keep playing the way that they are, they will probably get a goal because they're creating so many chances. But when you go 2-0 down, that's a mentality change. And that ends up making it feel like you are going to have to start taking bigger risks, throwing more players forward. And that's going to make it a much better chance for us to then keep hitting them on the brakes. Absolutely, Mike. We need to pummel them. We can't show any mercy in this league. We need a 3-0, 4-0. Keep scoring these goals. Send Wolves down and boost that goal difference. Recover from the match against Tottenham and get ourselves even higher up on the table. Let's hop over West Ham. M24 saying Barnes should get that England call-up. Absolutely. The best thing about Barnes as well is that he's still young, so he has that further room to develop and become even better. I think, oh my goodness, Patson Daka nearly tackles Jose Sa, who was just farting around with the ball. But the ball doesn't bounce nicely for him. Daka hits the deck, and Sa does get the ball clear. Fee with another 99p super sticker. Thank you so much. And Nick Moore saying we do have to make sure we don't sit back now. Well, again, we were even sitting back a little bit after that first goal. Not as much as we had in the games where we obviously do then end up blowing those leads, like your Brentfords, your Palaces, etc. Or not Palace, but Bournemouth. Your Brentfords and your Bournemouths. But we were still welcoming some pressure because it allows us to then create those counter-attacking chances. And this time round, it's working out. And Derek, no need to apologize. I'm glad that we're all feeling very pumped and excited about this match. Andy saying Barnes will never be good enough for England. I think it is a little unfortunate for some of these players. I mean, I can speak as an outsider here. I don't really have any vested interest in the England team. I think that this is probably the best batch of players that England have had to choose from, at least since the 2006 World Cup, and possibly even further back than that. I think you're really in another golden generation, and there's a lot of players who justifiably can feel hard done by for the fact that they're not making that England squad, but there's such a wealth of talent for England to choose from that a lot of class players are just going to miss out. And Nick saying Southgate won't pick any LCFC players. He has his faves. That's also true. Patson Daka coming forward and nearly dispossesses his man in the center back role again. But I think he may have just been flagged for either offside or a handball there, and Wolves will get possession again. Notin saying attack, attack, attack. Absolutely. And one of the things we're seeing there, like Daka back-to-back there, puts the Wolves players under pressure. We know that they're a little shaky now that they've gone 2-0 down, and we're just looking to capitalize on mistakes here. And it's working for us so far. Tielemans just doesn't quite find Dewsbury Hall there. And Wolves break on the attack. It's Costa in the penalty area up against Danamarte, and we force him into a misplaced shot. And it looks like he was offside anyways. Going to quickly take a look and see if I can get you an update on scores around the horn. Another scoreline that won't quite be doing us any favors. Leeds have gone a 0-0 up at Elland Road against Fulham. Goal scorer there is Rodrigo. The other scores remain, I believe, the same as when I last updated. Arsenal 1-0 up against Southampton. Villa 3-0 up against Brentford. And, of course, Leicester 2-0 up at Molineux. So with those results as they stand, Leicester City would still be outside of the relegation zone. But we would only be in 17th. Andy Metter saying, I don't like Costa, I prefer Starbucks. Other breakfast places are available, other coffee shops are available. I had I think I had a sausage buddy when I was in London at Costa. It was nice. It was nice. Here in Canada, we just started getting some Pretz opening up. So it's nice because now I get that kind of nostalgic feeling for when I was in the UK. It's not quite a novelty, but I enjoy it. Another break in play, and Leicester City coming forward here. Dewsbury Hall tries to play it out wide towards Madison, but the defenders tracking back just managed to intercept that ball. And now it's Bueno breaking forward up against Sumare. He lays it out onto the wing towards Pedence. Pedence back to Bueno. He gets past Sumare, but tries to be a little too cheeky with it, and he runs the ball out of play on the back line. Goal kick to Danny Ward. No Tin saying Fulham equalized. That's going to be very good for us. That's going to knock Leeds back below us in the table. For a little peek behind the curtain, I have my game up, and then I literally just have like the little Google updater on my side here. So it's definitely slow to update. I don't have that yet, but when I do know, I'll let you know who has scored at Ellen Road. Nick Moore saying, you know, your team is trash when Big Dan looks world class. But you know what? Let's also give credit to the players. Danny Ward and Daniel Marte, our two Big Dans, have been looking pretty good so far this match. Again, I'm going to say that with a knock on wood. Free kick to Wolves by the center circle. Mike saying we're now getting Dunkin' Donuts opening over here. So we used to have those in Canada. They closed when I was a kid, so I never really got the chance to try any of them because even the last ones, they weren't in the part of Canada that I live in. They were in the French-speaking part of Canada in Quebec. There we go. So M24, I do now have that update that No Tint also gave us. It is now 1-1 at Ellen Road, and who else would have scored for Fulham? It is Alexander Mitrovic in the 26th. And with that, that will then put Leeds into 18th position and Leicester climb as high as 16th. If we can score 2 more goals this game, we will hop West Ham, who will keep that game in hand. I believe they'll be playing later today. No, it looks like they might not be playing this match week. Leicester, Wolves. Goodness gracious. It's early morning here. West Ham will be playing tomorrow. So they will still have the game in hand, but again, 2 more goals for Leicester City will see us hop over West Ham as well. James Justin on the ball there will let the ball roll out for a Fox's throw. Sumare lays it off for Justin. Long lofted through ball that's looking for Patson Daka, but it will only find the Wolves defenders. Nick Moore saying we need these points. We have Man City next Saturday. You're absolutely right. Man City have been absolutely steamrolling so far this season. But you know what? We've put in some half-decent results against some good teams. I think if we can keep momentum and get more luck going our way, there's a chance that we might get a result, at least a point. You never know. You never know. Note, it's entirely possible that you're a few minutes ahead. The Canadian broadcasters are always a little bit further behind. Dewsbury Hall breaks forward and tries to play the ball low across the penalty area. It will be cleared for a corner kick to Leicester City. I believe that's our first on the day. And Optic Jake, just to answer your question. So being Canadian, the official broadcaster here in Canada is an online streaming service. So I watch through that. Thank you, Stephen. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you all for dropping your comments in. Gives me something to vibe off of, especially as the play dies down. James Madison will play in Leicester City's first corner kick on the day. Doesn't beat the first man, but still goes across the penalty area. Dan Amarte will chase it down and lay it off for Sumare. Back to Amarte, who lays it off for Tielemans. Lofted ball, looking for a Leicester City player there, but Jose Sa will make himself big in the middle of the penalty area and collect. Wolves trying to come forward now, but Leicester City back there in numbers. They're forced to play the ball back. And Patson Daka, again, that's 3 challenges that he's made successfully on the center back so far. But Wolves break forward on the left wing. It's Bueno, lays it off in towards the center. Intercepted by Tielemans. Madison on the ball now. Great turn to get away from his man. And then switches up, play to the right wing, finds Barnes. Barnes is up against Johnny. Breaks in, finds Daka, who gets shoved to the ground. No free kick given. Adama now on the ball. He's up against 2 players and wins a free kick for Wolves. Dewsbury Hall a little annoyed with that. Yeah, no, it maybe a little bit. They have been getting a little bit of the break of it, but a lot of these free kicks, both the ones that we're not getting and the ones that they are very soft, so I can see the fact that they're kind of those ambiguous decisions. Nick Moore saying Daka is too lightweight. He needs to learn the mean streak that Vardy has. He's got time to do that, though, which is nice. Wolves are really favoring this left wing, relying on Bueno to play those balls running up the top. But Castagna has been doing well, holding his own and clearing them away. Nick chiming in. Good afternoon. 2-0 up, but still reckon we're missing Pratt and Vardy for that extra energy in class. Well, we have been doing well, and here we are on the break again. I'm going to comment on your comment just in a moment as Justin lays it off for Dewsbury Hall. Wolves coming back in numbers now, but we lay it back off for Justin. Back to Dewsbury Hall. Crosses it across goal, and Yuri Tielemans had a gilt-edged chance to finish that, and he just doesn't make the connection, and it goes out for a goal kick. So what I was going to say to your comment there, Nick, is that, but what that does well for us is that it gives us two players that we know can make an impact and know can make a difference because they did against Leeds, who can come on for those like-for-like changes when things are going well for us in a match like this. Wolves break very quickly, play it across the penalty area. It's collected by Traore, who then plays another cross across. He's looking for Prudence, won't find him. Moutinho on the ball now, but he gets swarmed by Fox's players and dispossessed. Dewsbury Hall turns and loses Johnny, and he's breaking up the left wing now. It's 2 against 3. He lays it off, finds Daka, who breaks into the penalty area, turns his man. Wolves have had time to get their players back now, though, as it's laid off for Tielemans. Oh, Tielemans tries to be cute there and play the through ball for Madison, but he wasn't there for that. I think maybe even a little longer than the last 20 minutes. I know that Brendan Rodgers loves a 70th minute substitution, but all depending on their stamina levels, I think we could see something a little earlier. I've been getting so excited about this game, I'm losing my voice a little bit. So please forgive me if I'm coughing a little bit. A couple good opportunities at both ends of the pitch. Both teams have been attacking quite well. Leicester City have just had that little bit of extra oomph defensively to help stop those chances. We've been doing well defensively, which not something we can say about a lot of our matches so far in the Premier League. And once again, I'm going to say that knocking on wood. But if we can hold a clean sheet for Danny Ward, another one away from home, that would be huge for his confidence. Andy Nguyen saying Leicester City need 3 points today. Absolutely. As it stands with all the results as they are, we will climb out of the penalty area. I can get the blue back on. We can finish off with the black shirts. Tielemans tackles Traore there and gets the ball over towards Soumare, and now Leicester City look to break. Dewsbury Hall gets tackled and it will be out for a throw-in. Nick saying, if we win today, am I still Brendan out? Well, the thing is, I've been very good at sitting on the fence. I am still out at the moment because I said I would be until we're comfortably back into mid-table. The thing is, these results, this result so far, the Leeds result, the Forest result, have shown the way that Brendan actually wants to play. And it shows the fact that there really is that that possibility for those for these kinds of matches. And if we can build those up through the season, we can absolutely finish in mid-table. There are still things about Brendan that really frustrate me, like some of the excuses that he makes. The hot day when it was 14 degrees, for example. But so I wouldn't quite say that I would stop being Brendan out, but I'd say that I think a win today would officially push me back onto the fence. But even when I have been Brendan out, I'm not going to be like commenting on things on social media saying it. I'm not going to be like celebrating if we do get rid of him, that kind of stuff. Like I've never been like that into getting rid of Rodgers. Out. Yeah, I don't quite have like the stereotypical Canadian accent. I don't live too far from the part of Canada that has it. I mean, I say too far. It's about the distance from Land's End to John O'Groats, but it's a big country. So yes, Slavic, you are right. It is 1-1 between Leeds and Fulham. Both that result and the Southampton result are what is keeping Leicester City out of the penalty area, combined with our win here. But sometimes you need that little bit of luck in the other results. Leicester City coming forward again. Dewsbury Hall tries to play it forward. I can't tell if that deflected or if that was just poorly played. Yeah, that's the accent I'm talking about. So that you'll find that. So like I said, I'm from Toronto, and about 6 hours by train away is Ottawa, the capital. And the Ottawa Valley is not far from there, and that's where you'll find the people that really sound like that, like the moose about and the hoose kind of accent. You'll also find it in like central Canada when you get into like Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Steven saying always full of excuses is correct, and I'm still not a believer in Rodgers. And that's fair. I think one of the biggest things that I've been seeing around the Leicester City discourse is that I don't think there's any problem with being Brendan in or out. He's done so many things for the club. I can understand why people want to give him time. And it's such a stressful period for the club with the prospect of being relegated, with the amount of money spent that we would have for what would then become a championship club would be a lot of doldrums to be looking into. But I just don't want to see those two factions of the fan base competing with each other. We do still all wear the same badge on our chest, and I want that to be the main thing about us, more so than whether we're in or out on the manager. Josh saying, if we win today, it doesn't matter if we lose to Man City next week, but you never know, could make an upset. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we almost got points out of Manchester United. We didn't do too badly against Arsenal. We just crumbled late. We took a lead against Tottenham Hotspur. We can do it against those rich six sides, but we need to be able to show that we can do it for a full 90 minutes. And a Leicester City with confidence will have a much better chance of being able to do that. Mike saying thing is, who do we get if Brendan Rodgers gets the sack? Well, admittedly, like, it is fair, it's not our job, but we can always say like who we would if you are someone who wants Brendan out, if you have someone else in mind, it's always fair to say who that is. I know a lot of people have been leaning Sean Dyche. I warmed to the idea a little bit. My thought in that regard, though, is that I don't remember which analyst said it, so unfortunately I can't credit them. But he was saying that one of the big things that I think the Sri Watanapapas really liked doing with Leicester City is setting it up as one of those clubs that makes scouting easy for them because they make the club really desirable and seem really ambitious. And Sean Dyche, even though like he's maybe built a bit of an unfair reputation for it, has that reputation as like the rough and grind. The football isn't beautiful. It's not that ambitious, but it keeps you in the Premier League kind of football. And that's not going to be the kind of thing that will help us bring players in like your Wesley Fofanas from Ligue 1, like Soumare. I know we were linked with people like Odysseus from Benfica as a new goalkeeper. A managerial appointment like that wouldn't necessarily be the ambitious kind of signing that we would want to lure players like that over. So I did see some rumors that we were being linked with a manager like Marcelo Gallardo, the River Plate manager. I think he would be more like that in that regard. But as it stands, I'm not going to like say who I would want as manager until Brendan Rodgers isn't manager anymore. And yeah, Nick saying we would go for Dyche. Nick saying KDH here, there, and everywhere, but he's looking a bit knackered. I think he's doing his best to prove why he still does get that starting role as Wolves on the attack here. Bueno plays across into the penalty area, diving header, but it goes out for a goal kick. But the thing for KDH as well is that we now have somebody more reliable like Pratt who we can bring on for him in that 60th minute. The same way that we used to say that like it was like your Harvey Barnes, Luke Thomas substitution. One in would be Mark Albrighton all the time. Andy, don't play with me like that. I'm not putting that on screen. Steven, I thought he was from Kettering. So like Northampton, sure, still ish, but I never heard of him being like a big Nottingham guy. And that's the thing, like that's why I said it could be a little unfair, was that he could only play to his squad quality. Burnley were one of those clubs that like they weren't making too much revenue and they were using as much of it as they could to stay in the league, but there obviously wasn't enough for them to keep challenging into mid-table. Wolves going across, they get a gilt-edged chance at the far post, but well blocked by James Justin there. And Leicester City look to break. Lofted through ball looking for Harvey Barnes, who gets past his man. He's chasing it down in towards the corner and forces Saw to clear it for a throw-in. Nick saying Michael's going to be gutted that he missed both goals. Hey, you know what? Here's hoping that there's going to be more for him to see when he does come by. Dewsbury Hall lays it out onto the wing. Finding Tielemans. He plays it back. And now we move forward. It's with Madison, I believe. Or no, Dewsbury Hall. Back and forth with Tielemans. He gets past the challenge. Surrounded by Wolves players. Tries to lay it off for Justin, but it's intercepted by Podence. Wolves coming forward now. They hold it up as Costa was offside. And now the through ball. Danny Ward will clear that. Great wall of Wales. No tint. It's a fair point, but at the same time, you have to win the games that are in front of you. We were talking about the fact that like this run of 5 games with Palace and Bournemouth and Wolves and Leeds was going to be the opportunity for us to turn our momentum around, and as it stands, that's what we're doing. Wolves were coming forward, and Leicester City win the ball back. Justin hits the deck and wins a free kick. Looks like he took a hard hit to the hip there. Fast checking in on him. He is back on his feet. And just a chance to calm things down. We're getting very close to halftime here. Yeah, they're just replaying some of the chances here. Moutinho's free kick that's played in falls nearly perfectly at the far post for Wolves. I think it was Nunes who took the chance there, and Justin does perfectly to get his leg back and deflect that shot away. Dan Amarte does well there. Up against his man, gets his leg in front to clear the ball away. Nick saying, I'm Rogers out and have been since the COVID party, but if I have to go to work with Forest fans tomorrow and we're at the relegation zone, I'm celebrating. Exactly. Won by game over game. Let's take the results as they come in. And agreed, we should have beaten Brentford, Southampton, and Bournemouth. No one is saying that we shouldn't have. But again, those matches have been played, and this is the match that we have in front of us, and we're doing well. Wolves coming forward now. It's Traore on the wing, plays it into the penalty area, and that's not getting past Vote Fast. And he clears it for a throw-in. Quick double check on the scores around the horn. Southampton 0, Arsenal 1. Aston Villa 3, Brentford 0. Leeds 1, Fulham 1. Wolves 0, Leicester 2. The referee is just having a word with one of the Wolves players here. I think it's with Neves. Everything is good. And play resumes. Srubs, it looks like you're a Wolves fan as well, saying Wolves can't score and Leicester going to win. I am going to put a link in at halftime for people to come in and talk to us. We'd love to get a Wolves perspective as well. As Podence with a gilt-edged chance and Danny Ward with an amazing save to deny Wolves at point-blank range. Podence has no excuse for not scoring there. Squirrel. Scores around the horn. Is it? I swear I've heard that as like an English term. It's not something we say in Canada, but I thought I heard that before. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I get my terms wrong in the past. And a whistle is blown there, I think, for an offside against Leicester City. And it will be a free kick to Wolves. There's only 1 minute of added time here in the first half as Wolves try to just play the ball right into the penalty area. And Danny Ward will happily pick that up. Elijah saying, you know your team sees when Danny Ward looks class. But again, you know what? I think it's great that we had this run against teams like this to give Danny Ward the chance to feel confident again. As we have reached halftime, a great first half result for Leicester City. 2-0 at the half, out of the relegation zone at the half. Very well done. Scrubs, the Wolves fan, saying, why is Pedence playing you fall over a bag of crisps? Bag of Walker's crisps, perhaps? Ken Andrew saying, James Justin, man of the match first half by miles, keeping the monster at bay. Adama has been quite quiet this half. Very much so. But honestly, controversial take. Let's throw some support behind Danny Ward. Great point-blank save against Pedence there. Good save at the free kick as well. Dan Amarte makes himself big. Won the ball while at the back of the Wolves players a few times. Timmy Castagna making those runs. Doing his best to hold Bueno at bay. Kieran Dewsbury Hall making the runs. Pulling the Wolves defense apart. Doing well. Doing well. Nick saying, hopefully Casper comes in January. Mike saying, the heat's getting to me. And that I got to get a cold drink down. This heat is murderous. Got a nice soft drink. Early morning here. It's so hot. Gotta get cool. And Dara also saying, come on, Leicester. Now, you've heard enough of me in that first half. I've just popped the link in the chat, so if any of you would like to join me, give your thoughts on that first half, how we've been playing, if you think we should make any halftime changes. Scrubs, this also counts for you. If you'd like to come on and offer the Wolves perspective, please feel free. Tell us what you think your team should be doing differently. We welcome those different perspectives. Come on in and join me for halftime until those players take the pitch again. But to offer another quick summary, again, a very well-played first half by Leicester City. Wolves looked threatening for those first 10, 15 minutes. They were trying to make a lot of chances, but Leicester City, for one of the first times in a long time, have looked comfortable in defense. We've made our players big. We've kept our form, and we've gotten players back in numbers when we've had to. And that's something that we just haven't been able to do a lot. Hayden saying 2-0, get in. Good to see you tuning in again. Thank you. Scrubs from the Wolves' perspective saying going to be an absolute nightmare and that you're going to lose 5-0. And then Nick saying Vardy on for Dhaka. Scrubs, I am going to ask you, so I know there was a recent announcement. You've hired your interim coach long-term, if I recall. Seeing the performance here against Leicester City, how do you think your prospects are for the rest of the season? Do you believe you'll be able to clout? Because the scoreline might deceive a little bit. Leicester City have done quite well defensively, and I think against a team with a more porous defense, like a Southampton or a Nottingham Forest, you could have pulled maybe 2-3 goals out of this. Carlos saying, what a goal by Yuri. Absolutely. If that is a goal of the month contender for October, by an absolute mile. And we were talking about how great the Barnes goal was against Leeds United. And then seeing that one like that absolutely stunned me. It was gorgeous, that goal. And it was absolutely incredible. Same thing with this Barnes goal. They were just showing the replay on my screen here. Similar to the goal against Leeds, the impressiveness wasn't so much in the finish, which still had to be class to beat a goalkeeper of Sal's quality. But it was the passing build-up play, the finding of the spaces, both by the runners and the passers, is exactly the kind of play that Brendan Rodgers wants us to be doing far more often. Srubs tuning in here saying, we play good football but can't get results. We're still going to be in the relegation zone by January. I feel like that's been the case for so many of the Midlands clubs. Leicester City, in a lot of the cases, we played well in a lot of our games, but just couldn't get the results that we needed. Our luck just wasn't going our way. I feel like that's also been the case for Aston Villa. Peter saying we may need one more goal. Nick, Wolves are in a worse state than us. Same with Leeds. Who would have thought that 3 weeks ago? Yeah. Again, I think that was one of the biggest things, was just that we were kind of caught in this death loop, that we would get a poor result, which would lower the confidence of the players. The fans would get frustrated, so they wouldn't make noise, and the players wouldn't get confident anymore, and we would lose another game, rinse and repeat. But now that we're finally getting some of that momentum back, we can get the noise back in the support, we can get the confidence back in the players, and that is how we climb back up the table. Hayden saying it's all over Twitter, that Tielemans goal. Gorgeous. Dare I say, I think it was a better goal than his FA Cup final goal. The FA Cup final goal, obviously, that's the goal that you build the statue of, and that's the goal of more monumental significance. But just in terms of raw football, the placement, the timing, the technique, class. Absolute class that goal was. I believe that's Jono in New York, or not New York, Los Angeles, saying, morning Elijah, overslept and missed the first half. You missed some great goals, but honestly, if the football remains the same in the second half, you are in for a treat. Leicester City have been playing well. We've been holding our structure well in defense as well, and we've been doing quite well. Nick Moore saying, wondering if Jordy Jono is watching. I don't think so, to be honest, at the moment. But we'll be definitely chatting with him about that. And Strubs again offering a Wolves perspective here. Bruno should have gone last season. So that would be Bruno Lage. He lost the dressing room at the end of last season and the start of the season. We never should have gotten rid of Nuno. Honestly, I see something like that happen when Wolves get rid of Nuno, Spurs get rid of Pochettino. I think that's what a lot of the Brendan Inn fans for Leicester City kind of worry about, that it's when you have a manager who has gotten decently sustained success for a team that, not too long ago could have been that sort of lower mid-table, even into relegation concern kind of positioning, into European places, cup finals. If you sack them at the point where they do get a really bad season, are you going to find someone who can then bring you back up to that level, or are you going to find out that just brings yet further instability? And it's just worrisome for both Leicester and Wolves there, that it's just an absolute predicament. And here we're seeing, for Leicester, case study on what happens when you keep the manager potentially. I mean, again, we don't know. He could still go. Villa are potentially looking to hire him. And Wolves, what happens when you let him go? I know you've definitely struggled to hire a replacement as well. You've offered the full-time position to the interim manager. Unfortunately, you haven't seemed to have gotten that new manager bounce, but you may eventually find that stability. I was going to throw a hopefully behind that for you, because it's I've got no ill will towards Wolves, but at the same time, you're a relegation rival with us, so I can't wish you too well until we're further clear, to be frank. James saying they're going to be in the championship next season. Nick, with some lengthy analysis here. Looking good so far, but now it's going to be the second half. We know Wolves are going to change things to try to get back into the game. And as we all know, Rodgers tends to keep the same formation and doesn't change things around accordingly. So it's usually squeaky bum time until the final whistle. It's a very fair point. I think the first 5 to 10 minutes of that second half are going to be very, very telling for how the rest of this match are going to play out. Because Leicester were a little adaptable against Leeds. Leeds at the same time didn't really change their tactics from the ground up. But at the same time, we're up against a team with a new manager here. So are they going to be as adept at creating a whole new playbook for a second half? Remains to be seen. Nick saying Nuno might be coming back. Jason saying, just the start we wanted. Still looked a tad vulnerable at the back. Yeah, it's kind of like a nice we have still been looking vulnerable, but I think part of that is also credit to Wolves for creating good attacking chances. But where normally I feel like 2 or even 3 of those chances would have gone in, those last men at the ball, be they either your Dana Martes, your James Justins, or your Danny Wards, have held a lot more stably than they have in previous matches. Lee saying, I woke up at 2-0. Yeah, we're 2-0 up. We're out of the relegation zone. I can't speak well enough about this goal. It's absolutely incredible. So I'm saying, knowing Wolves, they're not paying Nuno or anyone out of contract. Nick saying, Brendan has been on borrowed time for a long time now. He gets far too much grace for the cup wins. People forget those cup wins. We were pure luck. Chelsea and Man City battered us all game. You're not entirely wrong. Sometimes you do just need the luck to go your way. I'm not even necessarily saying that that's my perspective. I do admittedly think that from time to time, even when I did say that, like, I was Rodgers out at a certain point, like, I kind of turned when we lost to Brighton because I said that we needed 6 points out of Brighton and Villa, and then we promptly got battered. But even when I do believe thoroughly that, when I did believe that we should have gotten rid of Brendan Rodgers, I still had that worry about, like, would we have ended up in that sort of Nuno-less Wolves, Poch-less Spurs kind of place. Sir Alex-less Manchester United. Strub saying we really need that sporting manager. That was Ruben Amorim. Yeah, another Portuguese appointment, or at least a Portuguese-speaking appointment, would definitely be good. It would be in character. Dave Gavin saying, good our lads look like they are fighting for each other, defending in numbers. Confidence just needs to keep going. Definitely. Josh Butler saying another goal from us might kill the game off. I sincerely hope so. And not only that, but 2 more goals for us sees us hop West Ham as well in the table. Nick saying, what's with the Portuguese theme? Can't you have anyone else other than a Portuguese manager? Srub saying, Mendes is the main person for managers, and most people at our club are Portuguese anyways. Yeah, you don't want to have to deal with, like, translators and somebody who the players can feel really comfortable around. I hope we don't put 11 players behind the ball because in a matter of moments it would be 2-1. We just don't know how to sit in. There's been more comfort around our defense this match than I think we see a lot of the time. And what I would hope to see is that because of that comfort, we don't have to put as many players further back. And as a result, again, we know that Wolves are going to have to come out and go for the throat. They have no other choice. But that will leave them vulnerable at the back. And with that, we'll be able to, like, really get in there and try to create something and hit them with that sucker punch right out of halftime. Josh saying, is Villa waiting for Brendan to get sacked so they could appoint him and would take Villa into the top 6 like he did with Leicester? We can only speculate. Liam saying, I just woke up before halftime. His Faz had another good game. Yeah, he's been very physical. Which, again, I think is one of the things that we really like about him is that he brings that, like, old school. He'll go into a sliding tackle. He'll make a foul if he has to. He'll body check a player off the ball. He had a big sliding tackle on Adama Traore when he had a break earlier in the game. Knocked him down. It was a foul. He gave away the free kick. Didn't get booked for it. But it broke the momentum, and that was the big thing there. All right, we're about to kick off the second half, so I'm going to very quickly I got to rattle through the comments much quicker, but Carl's saying, keep it up. Srubs, the Wolves fans, saying this game is done and dusted. Henry saying, never seen Big Dan play well. He's made a couple mistakes and been pulled, but he's pocketed Costa. Yeah, credit where it's due to Dana Marte. He's done well. Hello saying we need this win. Every game is important now. Absolutely. Yeah, Liam's laughing at Nick's comments that Wolves were very bad and that they made Big Dan, Faz, and Danny Ward look world class. But again, you got to play the teams in front of you. And if you can do well here, you can take that momentum and that confidence through the bigger teams than your next match. Scott saying, what subs are you going to make at 60 then? Daka off for Vardy or Nacho? I'd give Kag some game time. Soyuncu is in the matchday squad. He's on the bench. It's possible. I would probably predict that we would see some game time for Dennis Pratt. I think we would see probably Dewsbury Hall come off because he's been been the midfielder that's more out of form, but also he's been running probably more than any of the other midfielders as well, so he'll tire more quickly as well. It's a hot day out there, so, easy to lose your stamina. I could see him for Pratt, and Daka for Vardy will be the first 2 changes, my prediction. T saying we're going to win 3-0. Well, records, good luck second half. Thank you very much. I think we're all going to be enjoying this. Steven saying this is where we have to work on. Mike saying Pratt and Vards in about 10 minutes for KDH and Daka. And Nick saying, come on, you foxes. The second half is just about to kick off. It will be Wolves to do so. Let me get that HT off of that banner, and we have kicked off for the second half. Very quickly trying to come forward, but Leicester City will gain that possession and play that ball right the way back to Danny Ward. Strub's asking, how's Nunes and Bueno been? I would say Nunes has been quite quiet. Bueno has impressed me. So I hadn't known him before this match. I don't know if he was a new signing for you this season, but he's been making a lot of runs, kind of a Harvey Barnes type character for us, or maybe a little bit of what Luke Thomas was for us last season, where he can sit back in that defensive role, but really run quickly through a defensive line. If he's a young player, he's going to be one for you long term. Right now, the ball just kind of rattling back and forth between the teams in midfield, and Wolves coming forward now. Out onto the left wing, that'd be Bueno again. Cuts inside. Gets past Castagna, but now Madison is in there challenging him, and we force him to turn around and play the ball back. The way the sun is coming into Molineux at the moment, I can't quite read the numbers on the backs of the shirts, so I might not be able to get you a lot of the player names for Wolves. I do apologize for that, so there might just be a lot of Wolves center back attacking up the wing, that kind of stuff without names attached. Wolves coming forward now. Bueno on the left wing tries to get past Madison, but he does well to make himself big, and he forces it out to for a throw-in. Srub, so this would be about Bueno. He made his debut from our academy against Crystal Palace and got an assist. And Nick saying, imagine having a surname named after a chocolate bar. Well, clearly, Nick, you're forgetting about our good academy product, Bradley Boost, coming up through the ranks. Made some appearances for the U23s. Wolves tried to come forward again, and just before Danny Ward was going to collect that through ball, Vote Fast puts it out for a throw-in just to be safe. Wolves trying to come forward again, trying to get that ball, I think, through to Prudence. Adama now breaking towards Fast, in towards the penalty area, but he overplays that ball, and it's out for a goal kick. Mike saying, go on, lads. Same again as the first half. Sorry, just collapsed with the heat. Look, that balmy sun is beaming into Molineux towards the Leicester goal there. Looks like Adama's gotten himself some fresh oil for the second half. He is gleaming. Leicester City playing the ball, passing it around at the back right now. Wolves throwing everything in the kitchen sink forward. Could pay off for them, but very easily could leave them vulnerable to a break here. They've got like 6-7 players in the Leicester City offensive third. Cross comes in, finds Traore in the penalty area. His first touch is heavy. Plays across, back across goal. Headed, but not towards goal. Prudence on the volley. It's blocked. Corner kick. Wolverhampton Wanderers. Nick saying, hope the players took plenty of fluids at halftime in this heat. Whole lot of comments about just how... Shrubs, I don't know how you're handling it in Wolverhampton. Just absolutely sweltering here in late October. Corner played in, headed away by Fass, only as far as Neves. Tackled by Dewsbury Hall. Free kick in a dangerous position. I thought for a minute that Dewsbury Hall got away with that he may have made contact with the ball first. This is going to be a bit of a shaky moment for the Foxes. Yeah, that is a foul. Contact with Neves before he makes contact with the ball. Very dangerous. I imagine it's probably going to be Moutinho to take this. Looks like it might be Neves. Yeah, Scott. I saw after he ran the ball out of play, the amount of oil that Adama had on his arms. Like, he looked like he was made of plastic. Leicester City players lining up in a four-man wall. Danny Ward trying to place it well. It's going to be Ruben Neves to take this free kick. Free kick taken. Just wide of the net. I'm not sure Danny Ward would have had that if it was on target. But his clean sheet remains. Yeah, and Shrub saying how far out Neves all day. Yeah, we had that secondary wall there of Madison and Tielemans just to try to force him to play that ball that little further wide. And you know what? Again, that's credit to Danny Ward. He positioned his walls well there. Because I know I said he might not have been there had that been on target. I don't think he could have gotten that on target with the positioning of Madison and Tielemans there. Ball just bouncing around 5-6 headers in a row between both teams, but now Wolves look to break. It's Bueno on the wing. Cross comes in, cleared by Fass, headed out of the penalty area. Only back to Bueno, though. Breaking in, shot wide. Pedence there. Fires wide. And yeah, Josh, we cannot afford to give them free kicks like that. That was definitely the most gilt-edged chance for Wolves on paper. They've made probably some better chances like the one that Justin stopped the Pedence shot in the middle of the penalty area. I feel like, once again, this is going to be one of those games where the XG will be higher for Wolves than it will be for Leicester, like it was for us against Leeds. But again, XG don't matter when you're winning on paper. Wolves come forward again. Bueno on the left wing, up against Tielemans, gets past Tielemans. Cross comes in, goes off fast. They're appealing for a handball. Looked more like it went off his shoulder, but is far away from my perspective. Johnny plays it to Traore. He tries to cut around. Barnes clears it, but only as far as Neves. Neves finds Johnny. His cross is blocked by Fass, headed over towards Danny Ward, and collected. Srub saying get Potence off and Guedes on. Nick Moore saying we haven't started this half really going to be a long second half, but hey, this is a lot like how the first half started. There was a lot of Wolves pressure in the first half. If we can break that line once and either find another goal or create another chance to just shake their confidence again, that's all we're going to need. Grayson saying, where's my Daka? He's been quiet so far this second half. He's played well in the first one. Ball played all the way back to Sa here. Daka going in to try to pressure the passing options. Ball to Bueno. Pass is misplaced. Castagna's pass is misplaced, though. And now Neves coming forward. Passes it in. Breaking into the penalty area, but around the back of Traore, and that is out for a goal kick. Srub saying that the Wolves pressure will go by the 60th minute. And Nick saying Daka hasn't done anything, really looks lost. I mean, we haven't really played a lot of those passing chances right in towards goal. They're just showing the replay on the appeal for the handball. It hits Fass right here. If you're going to give away a handball for that, that's going to be very, very, very soft. I do stand corrected. It was a corner kick, not a goal kick. Ball comes across, headed down, and caught by Danny Ward off of the Diego Costa header. He did well to make himself big, get up there and head it, but it's right at the ground and well held by Danny Ward. Fass now plays it to Justin. Back to Fass. 3 Wolves players around him. But that lets us play these through balls like this. And now it's Harvey Barnes chasing the ball down against Pedence. Plays it across, but it won't find Daka there. It will be collected by Jose Sa. And now Wolves trying to play it quickly. End-to-end stuff here. It's Bueno up against Tielemans. Lays it out onto the wing. Now Wolves coming forward. Pedence. Up against Tielemans. Tackled by Tielemans. And Tielemans wins the ball. And now Leicester City coming forward. His armband has ripped. Finds Daka. Tries to lay it off for Barnes, but he plays the through ball in the wrong direction, and Wolves will regain possession. And now Wolves come forward again. Pedence. No, not Pedence. Bueno. Breaks into the penalty area. His cross is blocked by not Tielemans, Castagna, and that is out for another corner. I got to check the stats on this. Wolves have had so many corners. It's just not quite letting me see the stats on this. Corner kick played in by Bueno. Caught by Danny Ward. There we go. That was Wolves' 7th corner of the game. Oot. And Srub saying we should be putting away at least 2 efforts. Nevish to take a Wolves throw in, and he throws it right the way back. Collins plays it across to Kilman. Kilman into the midfield towards Moutinho. Castro, or Johnny. Sa. You can tell that the shade has now come across the pitch at Molyneux because I can read the numbers again. Madison plays the ball there. He wins possession and a good bit of passing play. Madison dances through the midfield, gets taken down there by the captain, Ruben Neves, and wins the free kick. Yeah, so I'm saying 2 is too much for Wolves to handle. Going to try to get a quick update on the other scores for you. I don't... Nick saying that shade is going to be a blessing to the players. It's too hot. It's too hot. Looks like no updates to any of these scores so far in the second half. 56 minutes, 57 minutes, 0-1, 0-2, 0-3 if you want to get synced up at home. Arsenal 1-0 up at St. Mary's against Southampton. Aston Villa 3 goals to the good against Brentford. Leeds and Fulham drawing 1-1. And Leicester City 2-0 up at Molyneux. Steven's saying this is what happens every game so far this season for Leicester. It'll be 1-2 in the next 5 minutes. Have some positivity. We're welcoming the pressure, but we are still holding on. And again, we just need that one opportunity to shake their confidence. Maybe a change will be what will help us do it. Oh, my goodness. Kieran Dewsbury Hall absolutely spins Ruben Neves for fun there. And now Leicester City coming forward on the right wing. It's Castagna. Lays it off for Madison. Switches play up towards Barnes. His first touch is a little heavy, but he keeps it in play. Tries to play to Dewsbury Hall, but Wolves will regain possession. Nevish forced to turn around. He's dancing around the penalty area, plays it off towards Adama. Justin makes a tackle, and Leicester regains possession. Justin in possession now. He's forced to turn around. Dewsbury Hall. Barnes forward now. Dewsbury Hall. Goes off the Wolves player, collected by Sa. Steven gives a thumbs up, and Srub saying this is Wolves are talking about. We can't score goals. And Nick coming in here saying heads up, Foxes. Thanks for tuning in. Wolves on possession right now, just holding it in their defensive third. Trying to pull Leicester out of shape. Coming forward now is Nunes. Plays it in towards the penalty area. Collected by Danny Ward. Off of Diego Costa. Vote fast. Very quick short passing there. And Leicester City break through 2 lines of Wolves players, and we break forward now. Harvey Barnes. He's got to lay it off to Dewsbury Hall here. He does. out on the left wing. Cross comes in. That's only going to find Jose Sa. Nick saying Michael's having a proper lie-in. I know he also works a shift schedule, so there's a possibility that he may have either been working late yesterday or even working this morning as well. Dewsbury Hall gets tackled by Collins, and it's out for a throw-in to Leicester City. Scrubs, I am kind of surprised because you've also got a lot of talent coming forwards. Podence, Costa, 3 changes for Leicester City, and 2 out of the 3 of them are ones we predicted here. Dennis Pratt's getting his kit on, as is Jamie Vardy, and I can't quite see the third player who's getting kitted up. Change hasn't been made yet, but I'll let you know as soon as it does. Throw in that James Justin is going to take. Ball goes off of Daka, who gets tackled, but it's another throw into Leicester, and the substitutions will now be made. Mendy also coming on, so surely that's going to be Sumare, probably Dewsbury Hall, and Daka done for the day. Yeah, Sumare's coming off for Papi Mendy. Vardy for Daka. And Dana Marte. Is he coming off? Or is he just getting a drink? No, it is Dewsbury Hall. Sumare, Dewsbury Hall, and Daka all coming off. No. Dewsbury Hall stays on. Castagna comes off for Dennis Pratt. No, Dewsbury... The Premier League graphics are wrong on my broadcast. Vardy, Mendy, Pratt coming on. Dewsbury Hall, Sumare, Daka coming off. Ooh, Jamie Vardy. Mike Davies asking if Costa looks any good. He's been mid. He's had a couple chances, but like realistically, kind of like Daka when he doesn't get service. He's been very quiet because he hasn't really had the ball much. Steven, hello to Florence. And yeah, thank you, Nick. So yeah, it was Sumare for Mendy, Daka for Vardy, KDH for Pratt. 3 like-for-like changes, but you know what? This lineup has been working for us, so I welcome the like-for-like. We're winning. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And also, half an hour for Dennis Pratt. Nice to see him getting that much game time, like we said in the pre-match. Wolves coming forward again. Danny Ward collects that ball. No chance for Mateusz Nunes to get that ball ahead of him. Actually, that might have been Nunes playing the ball in. He was looking for Costa. Castagna probably had him covered, even if Ward hadn't. And yeah, exactly, Nick. Fresh legs. Josh saying KDH coming off will make Wolves come back because we don't have the support in the midfield with him. But don't forget how well Dennis Pratt did against Leeds. He showed that he can put in that sort of Dewsbury Hall-esque shift when he came in to fill in for Madison. The Wolves fans not happy with the fact that the players have turned around and were playing the ball back there. But now they come forward again. Johnny tries to play it over. He's tackled. Mendy with the ball now, shielding it against Johnny. Clears it upfield, but only as far as Adama. Ball played all the way across midfield. Podence now up against Tielemans. Lofted ball, looking for Nunes in the middle, but won't find him, and it's out for a goal kick. Nick saying, I think Leicester are back to winning ways. I sincerely hope so. I really hope so. And yeah, Nick saying Pratt was man of the match for me on Thursday. He was definitely up there. Srub saying I can't see Wolves scoring. You've been really unlucky this match as well. But unfortunately, it does look like just nothing is working out for you yet. And again, that's one that I say with a knock on wood because don't want it to turn around now. Dennis Pratt makes a tackle, and it's out for a throw-in to Leicester City. Vardy, quick back and forth with Castagna, who gets taken down. Pratt collects, lays it off for Madison. He's up against Adama, holds up, keeps possession, breaks in, shoots. 3-0! James Madison absolutely dances through the Wolves' defense like they weren't even there. And might I also say, James Madison, a new celebration there. He doesn't do this. He's doing this. He's just peeking. What a goal that was. Pulls it out of nowhere. Jose Sa is livid. But with that, Leicester City are 3-0 up at Molineux. It's Wolves 0, Leicester City 3. I don't want to hit Srubs while he's down, but like as much as that was class by James Madison, that was absolutely shambolic by Wolves. Ruben Neves fouls Castagna and knocks himself down in the process, leaving it open for the pass towards Madison, who then manages to shrug off a shoulder barge from Adama, dance around Collins, sliding tackle from Kilman. None of them even touch him, letting him right into the penalty area with a clear shot on Jose Sa, beats him at the near post, puts it low, does his little peek, throws the dart. 3-0 Leicester City. Yeah, absolutely. Get in. 3-0. I'm sorry, Srubs, but it's got to happen. Nick saying, bring on Man City. We'll beat them. Derek Law saying, that's awesome. We're winning away. Another 3 goals, and all 3 of them have been spectacular. Srubs, I'm sorry. It's been a poor showing from Wolves today. Double substitution for Wolves here as I thank Fee for another 99p super sticker. I feel like I haven't gotten to celebrate too many of these, but thank you so much. Yeah, it was a double change. Mateo Nunes and Johnny coming off for Nelson Semedo and Chem Campbell, who I'm not very familiar with. Steven's saying 1-1 between Southampton and Arsenal. So none of the other results are going our way today, except maybe Fulham Leeds being held to a draw. But hey, we got more points than them. We will remain in 16th with that. But another goal for Leicester City could see us hop West Ham as well, at least until tomorrow. And we're looking for it. Harvey Barnes challenges upfield. I think he just got past Campbell, tries to lay it off for Madison. But there will be a free kick to Leicester City in that crossing position. Nick Moore saying they're going down with the Forest. Nick saying you've gone from being bottom to doing something you haven't done for seasons. Best Wolves away. Yeah, we don't generally do well at Molineux. Fat Boy Side, thank you for tuning in. Saying loving the scoreline. Come on, you Foxes. I feel like I haven't gotten to celebrate a big win in a while because I wasn't able to be on hand for the Forest match. I wasn't able to be on hand for the Leeds match either. I think this is my first win of the season as a commentator. I'm knocking on wood saying that. There's still 20 minutes left, but oh, what a match so far. I feel like the last thing that this game needs is a Jamie Vardy goal to do the howl in front of the Molineux faithful. Yuri Tielemans plays the ball up and over and finds Madison. He lays it out on the wing towards Barnes. Barnes is up against Campbell. Plays it inside. He was looking for Pratt, but just plays the ball a little too far forward, and Wolves regain possession. They make nothing of it, though, and it goes towards Fass. There has been a stoppage in play. I think that's the ownership of Wolves are in the stands today, looking completely disinterested in this match. To do my best impression, he was going, not happy at all with this result. The Wolves ownership is. Nick said, yeah, you're exactly right. This was the score your heart said this morning. You told me that one in the pre-match too. Skin 1964 saying, come on, you Blues. And Nick saying, Leicester have a chance against Man City. If Forrest can beat Liverpool, we can beat Man City. We can make a shock happen. Corner kick to Wolves that's played in. Headed up by Big Dan. And then collected by our other Big Dan, Danny Ward. What was it the Wolves social media team said last week? Playtime is over? Playtime is over. James Justin taken down by Adama. That's a free kick. That's going to be some baby oil on Justin's shirt. James Justin has had a great match today. The commentator's just commentating on that on my broadcast. He's had a great match today. Attacking, defensively. Ooh, a lofted ball that was looking for Jamie Vardy, but just a little too high for him to control that with his head. And that'll go through to Jose Sa. But they play the ball short. And Leicester City high pressing. 3-4 players pressuring Wolves. It's with Collins now. Cleared up field. Vote Fast wins the ball. But he can't pass it to anybody, and Wolves regain possession again. Moutinho. They're just showing the attempts here. First half, 13 shots by Wolves to 2 for Leicester. Second half, 7 shots for Wolves to 1. Wolves 0, Leicester 3. 3 shots on target, 3 goals for Leicester City. Wolves coming forward now. Adama on the right wing, up against Barnes. Passes it forward. Back to Adama. Big tackle there by James Justin to dispossess. Mendy gets tackled there, and it's a throw-in to Leicester City. So, one thing that I do every season is I buy this season's shirt, and I always buy it plain on the back. And at the end of the season, I then go to my local shop and I buy a name set for it. And I think that one's going to be a Vote Fast shirt. Bueno now coming forward on the left wing. Lays it off. Cross played in. Won't find anyone. Goal kick, Danny Ward. Yeah, and then this one I've got is the Champions League Albrighton set there. I'd love to see him get some game time today as well, but honestly, our wing players have been playing so well today. I just don't see a reason for Albrighton to come on. Fast on the ball, lays it off towards Danny Ward. High press from Wolves. Lots of players forward here. Played upfield by Amarte. Kilman will intercept that, though. We force Wolves back into their half. Nick asking who's left on the bench. We got Soyuncu, Albrighton, Nacho Perez, Iverson, and Thomas. So 2 good wing players there in Perez and Albrighton. I could see one of them coming on for a Barnes or Justin late in the game, just for stamina reasons more than anything. Maybe for Castagna. Ruben Neves tries to play a through ball, but that will only go over towards Danny Ward. Yeah, looking at this bench, I just don't see any other changes that Rodgers would really want to make. We've been playing well. The players don't look that tired. Maybe Castagna. Maybe Castagna for Thomas. Next saying Braybrook should have gotten some game time in a game like this. Yeah, he wasn't on the bench for this one, unfortunately. Left out of the matchday squad. Through ball looking for Jamie Vardy. Sa lays off. He takes the shot. It goes off of Kilman, and it's a corner kick to Leicester City. I am surprised that Jose Sa sat off on that. So, Nick, I'm Canadian. The Canadian official broadcaster for the Premier League is an online streaming service where you can just click through the games that you want and you get to watch them. So that's how I watch. That's how I watch the Leicester City matches. And then Notin saying we never win at Molineux. Got to be happy with this. Absolutely, absolutely. James Maddison to take the corner. Leicester City second on the day. And the West Midlands Police looming in there to watch Maddison take this corner. Corner kick played in. It's an outswinger. And play's been stopped, I think, for a free kick against Leicester City. Yeah, Podence goes down. Corner is to be retaken. Barnes got twisted up. Corner kick to be taken again. It's another outswinger. Just over the head of Barnes. Chased down by Dennis Pratt. Cuts inside. He's got no one in support. And he's forced to turn around and play the ball back to Justin. Happy Mendy. Ooh, it was a cute ball looking for Barnes there, but won't find him, and it's intercepted by Semedo. And Wolves breaking forward now, but Leicester City back in numbers. Out onto the wing with Bueno, up against Castagna. Sorry, that was Kem Campbell. Gets tackled, corner Wolves. Nick Moore saying 9 corners from Wolves, and I'm not worried. That set piece, coach, has really been impactful. Like, if this game were being played second, third game of the season, we'd have conceded 5 goals from those corners. Scores on the doors as Campbell takes the corner kick, and it's headed away. Volley is taken, cleared by Dewsbury Hall. Not Dewsbury Hall, cleared by Maddison. Cleared by Vardy. Fulham beating Leeds. Villa 4-0 up against Brentford. Southampton drawing with Arsenal. Wolves coming forward again on that left wing. We force them to turn around, and they're all the way back to the center circle. Collins. Neves. Podence. Tries to play it up into the middle towards Costa, but Leicester City collect and clear. Jamie Vardy with the header there finds James Maddison. And he's looking for Vardy. He's finding Vardy. Saw tracks back. Vardy cuts inside, but he gets tugged. Oh, and then a free kick is given for a collision between Semedo and Vardy there. Michael Brighton. Love that guy. He comes on for Harvey Barnes. They're just showing the replay on Barnes' goal. Very well taken. Doesn't try to put it between Saw's legs, but plays it just beside them, underneath the dropping arm, and into the net. He's on for Mark Kevin Albrighton, Premier League champion. My number 11. And Wolves' clearance goes out for a throw-in. And Nick says, come on, Sharky. Get those shark emojis in, chat. Costa plays the ball. Finds Neves. Kilman. Campbell is tackled. Leicester City breaking now. Castagna loses 1, loses 2, loses 3. Plays it across. Jamie Vardy scores, and it's 4-0. And he howls at the Molineux faithful. There it is. I said we needed the 4th. I said we needed the howl, and we got it. And it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Leicester City 4. I needed that goal. You needed that goal. We needed that goal. Jamie Vardy needed that goal. He's back. Faith, was this Sean's prediction from this morning? I would love it if that was. That would be amazing. Yeah, I was going to say those morning shows, like the 9:30 would be 4:30 in the morning here. Just showing the replay on that. Castagna could not have played that pass better. He plays it with his heel across the goal line with the perfect spin. And honestly, if Vardy didn't get there, Mark Albrighton would have gotten there. 4-0 in the 80th minute. And I'm going to pull up this table here because the fourth goal puts us over Wolves, or puts us over West Ham. We're going to be in 16th in the table. Michael's awake. And Steven's saying Arsenal have scored. That will bump us up to 15th in the table. 5 places climbed in one match day. And Fee, with your 4th 99p super sticker of the day. Thank you so much. The Wolves fans are going home. Steven saying the Arsenal goal has been disallowed. Unfortunate, but you know what? We were in 20th at the start of the midweek match day. We were in 20th at the start of this match day. I will take 16th. A fox-tastic Vardy goal. Nick saying we're getting nosebleeds being this high in the table. But hey, you know what comes with being this high up? The temperature goes down. It's not as hot. We can score when we want. Oh, I'll be honest, I feel for these Wolves fans because we've been there. This was us against Tottenham. This was us in the FA Cup against Forest. But this is the Foxes back as Podence plays the ball across goal, headed clear, headed back in, out for a goal kick. Ellis, Leicester now in safety. Nick saying Vardy is going to beat Man City for us. Ant saying we're going to batter Man City. Derek saying, I hope we get the clean sheet. We should. Nick saying we're going to need warm clothing being this high. Winter is coming. Where's that old clip with the from the United stand with it? In the second half of the season, we're going to make a title charge. Danny Ward to take the goal kick, and he does. He boots that thing long. Tielemans tussles in the midfield. Wolves do win possession, but they're forced to just pass it around pedestrianly. Ball just being passed back and forth at the back here. It's Nathan Collins. We are staying up. Said we are staying up. Some nice passing by Wolves here as they come forward. Neves plays the ball out onto the wing towards Adama. His first touch is heavy. He's up against the wall, James Justin. Plays it across, and that is blocked by Papi Mendy. They have to try again. Semedo. Neves. Up and over. Ball is held. Justin is knocked down, and that's a free kick, and we will take our time with that. Exactly. A -3 goal difference now as well. Double checking on that table. We're above West Ham. We're above West Ham. 16th. We're 16th. And hey, against Man City, we're only going to be a win away from being 10th. Oh, poor clearance by Wolves. James Maddison collects. Cuts inside. Lays it off. Mark Albrighton tries to find Pratt. It goes by him, though, and Wolves regain possession. But now Leicester regain possession. James Justin to Mark Albrighton. Pratt, Albrighton, Justin. Maddison knocked over. Justin recollects, though. That's a foul by Semedo, and surely he's going in the book. One more goal, anyone? I'd take it. Yeah, it's a poor tackle there by Semedo on Justin. No ball, all shin. Justin hits the deck hard there. And that'll be a booking for the Wolves substitute. Justin's back on his feet at least. Gets a little hug from Mark Albrighton. He'll keep in this game. Michael, you got to get on here. They are looking real re-energized here. James Maddison to take this free kick. I want a Mark Albrighton goal. Free kick played in. It goes off Mark Albrighton. And he tries to head that ball right to the West Midlands Airport. No worries, Michael. No worries. And Steven's saying he is still Rogers out. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, about half of Molyneux has cleared out now, I would say. Just as my camera does as well. Mark Albrighton plays the ball forward. He finds Vardy, but he's offside. James Justin has had an amazing game. Andy's saying, I know we've won 2 on the bounce, but against 2 very poor teams. You're not wrong, but you know what? We have played very, very well in these games. And it's that kind of confidence that we need to then bring a match to a big team. As Pappy Mendy plays the ball off of the Wolves player for a goal kick. I'll tell you what, I always like to make a little wager. If Mark Albrighton scores before full time, I'm ordering this season's away shirt with Albrighton on the back. Nick saying, I didn't think I'd see a poorer side than Leeds, but Wolves are shocking. I want to give some credit where it's due to Wolves. They have made so many chances and taken a lot of shots on target. But Dan Amarte's gotten in the way. James Justin has gotten in the way. As James Justin comes off for Luke Thomas now. Danny Ward has made some big saves in this match. Defensively, we have done well. Nick saying he wants a brace for Vardy. Checking the scores around the rest of the league right now. No change. Oh, Fulham 3-1 up against Leeds now. Villa 4-0 up against Brentford. Southampton, Arsenal still tied. Stuart Armstrong with the equalizer for Southampton. Ollie Watkins with the 4th for Aston Villa. And Fulham's 2nd and 3rd go to Bobby De Cordova-Reid and Willian. Yeah, if Arsenal beats Southampton, we are going to be 15th. Nick Moore saying, I'd love it if Vardy breaks Owen's record just to shut him up. Please let me know, which record are you talking about there? Because I'm not familiar with the Premier League record for Michael Owen. One thing I do know is that Jamie Vardy's record for consecutive games is safe for now, after Erling Haaland failed to score in the previous match day. Or not the previous weekend match day. Dennis Pratt on the ball, hoofs it forward. Jamie Vardy on the ball now, lays it off onto the wing. Pappy Mendy switches up the wings, finds Mark Albrighton, who controls that ball beautifully. He tries to play a through ball towards Maddison, but Wolves are wise to it, but they run it right out for a Leicester City throw-in. 89 minutes played. 02, 03, 04, 05. Luke Thomas to take the throw. Mendy. Madison. Albrighton. Plays it off of Traore, out for another throw-in. Ooh, my friends. Look who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat. Jono, I just posted the link. Head on here. Luke Thomas with the throw-in. Finds Madison. Albrighton. Albrighton's pass is intercepted, but Luke Thomas wins the ball back. Loose ball falls towards Campbell. And now they play forwards. Hwang Hee-chan. Nick, I'll put you on at full time. Jono, I'm going to add you in at this break in play. 3 minutes of added time as Wolves on the ball. Podence, offside. Jono, I see you're in a shirt, and I see you are on a stream.
I'm in Wetherby. I'm driving back from my parents' house, so I've been saying Google what's the score all day, and every time I've been saying what's the score, we've been going up a goal. So I haven't watched the game, but I've been keeping an eye on it, and yeah, it's brilliant news. We're winning, and if we keep it like this, another clean sheet, 3 clean sheets out of 4 games isn't too bad.
Exactly. I understand the negativity that we were all feeling earlier in the season, but I know it's still early to say, but it feels like we're turning a corner here. We needed these poorer teams to play against, and we're building some confidence.
You are building confidence. I'm not going to say Brendan is out of the woods yet. For me, we've got to put a performance in against Man City for me to feel okay. We've turned a corner this season. Is we're beating teams in the bottom half, but we need to be beating the proper teams. But I'm going to go and get some food. That's what I'm on say my views.
I'm not.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and most importantly, I appreciate seeing you back in the shirt.
No problem, mate. I'll see you in a bit.
Cheers, Jono. All right, and then, Nick, I saw you joined in. I'll have you on at full time. There's 1.5 minutes left. I'm going to put the link back in the chat at full time as well. Goal kick taken by Danny Ward. James Madison chasing it down ahead of Saw. Saw bungles it, but it will be collected by the Wolves defense. Semedo on the ball now. Oh my goodness. I don't know who collected that pass, so that's why I'm holding for a moment. Oh, someone on Wolves collected the ball, and Boutfas hurdles into him, flips him head over heels, and gets booked for it. But those are the tackles we talked about from Boutfas. He absolutely obliterated that Wolves player. Nick's saying, let's be honest, it could have been 7 today. We've done so well. Yeah, Michael there. What a tackle that was. Oh, my goodness. Nick, it's not yet on my screen. Not quite yet. Oh, it was Hwang Hee-chan. And that is full time. A 4-0 Leicester City win. And we are 16th in the league. I believe we're going to be having a separate post-match show, but I'm happy to stay on for another 5-10 minutes. So if any of you would like to come on now and get your full-time views in, please feel free. I don't know if you're still watching as well, but where was our Wolves fan? Srubs, if you want to come on and give your views from a Wolves perspective as well, we'd welcome you. I promise to play nice. Yeah. Fez absolutely takes no prisoners at all. A great win. Yeah, Srub, so if you'd like to click on that link and share your views from a Wolves perspective, we'd welcome you on. Fee, thank you. It was a great result. Thank you for the super chats. Marcus saying superb. Yeah, we just got to keep up the good work. It was a great result, and we just need to build on this confidence and keep winning more Premier League games. Jono, you're absolutely right. We've conceded 1 goal in 5 games, 3 clean sheets out of 4, a clean sheet away from home, and a convincing win at Molyneux. Nick saying Ross is in a theme park and missed this. Faith, thank you very much. As much as it is me on camera, It's also all of you in the chat keeping us going. Wolves get battered everywhere they go. Oh, what a result. What a great result. And honestly, I need to give some more credit as well. Credit to all of the Wolves fans who stayed in the stadium through all this. They're applauding their players off the pitch. I appreciate seeing that. I'm a firm believer that, like, when you pay for a ticket, get your money's worth, stay for the whole time. The Leicester City players doing their round at the stadium as well. Oh, there's such positivity around the fan base. See a big Ghanaian flag for Amarte. I'm seeing a big Zambian flag for Dhaka. Oh, thank you, Mike, and thank you, Mick, everybody who tuned in. Oh, what a day. What a day. Chris with a lengthy comment here. A performance from 2016. Don't need much of the ball, but clinical. Defense suddenly looks tighter and set pieces more stable. Only 5 teams have scored more goals than us now this season, and 4 clean sheets in 5. I'm pretty sure you're right. Wolves, Leeds, Palace, Forest, and no clean sheet against Bournemouth. 4 out of 5 clean sheets. Nick saying Michael's banned from the watch-alongs now that we're on an unbeaten run. You know what? I am not by no means going to place like a luck thing on Michael for that, because this is my first win on a watch-along this season. We've won 3 games, and I was absent for 2 out of the 3 of them. You were absolutely close when you said 3-0. I was predicting a scrappy 2-1, but this has been great. And I'm going to add in a man who didn't see any of this game.
Oh, I did, actually. I did watch this game, all right.
What a result.
I did watch the game, actually, Elijah.
Yeah.
Well,
I've just watched the final full-time whistle. You know, one of them hit roller coasters which go up and down. One of them seats.
I saw Daddy do it.
It's just scared the absolute life out of me.
Oh, not me, though.
Not you. But what a victory. Just take away the roller coasters a minute. What a victory. I mean, I know Wolves have more shots, but at the end of the day, if you don't take your chance. But hey, just one thing. People that were watching the Aftermath show this morning, now you need to find a clip of this, Elijah. You're good at this editing stuff, aren't you?
I can't do it live.
No, not right this second. But Sean got the prediction once again correct, 4-0.
Are you talking about Sean?
Yes, Sean, he got it right again.
Yes, I did.
Sean, great job with the prediction.
Yeah.
Ross, your audio cut out there for a quick second. But yeah, Sean, great job. I wasn't able to see the Aftermath show because that was at like 4:30 in the morning my time. But I always love it when one of your predictions comes true. Sean, who is your man of the match?
Oh, I think might be I think James. No. I think it might be Harvey Barnes.
Harvey Barnes, he put in a good shift. He scored a really good goal. I think for me, my pick is going to be, I'm going to pick James Justin. I think he put in a great shift. But honestly, I think 8s and 9s across the board from the entire team, if not 10s. I think that this was a great match by every player in a Leicester City shirt.
It was absolutely fantastic, honestly. I mean, I'll say, what's it game? I'm trying to find a stream, and next minute I clicked it, boom, Tielemans volley. Can we just talk about how great that the goals were? Barnes was.
All 4 goals were absolute class. Like, I know there's a Twitter account that always posts the XG for the games at the end of every match. I can't wait to see what the XG was on a 4-0 Leicester City win, where we took 4 shots and scored 4 goals, and Wolves took 21 and scored none.
Exactly. You know, if you don't take your shots, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. Someone's put in the comments, can Sean give us the lotto numbers?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't on the teacups. No, I was in a castle bit where these live people come out and jump scare you, and one of them scared the life out of me. So, but I'm going to shoot in a second anyway, because I'm just going to put me one of the zip line in a moment. But what a fantastic victory! Our first away win of the season. And best part about it, 2 things. One, it's a clean sheet again. That's another main fantastic thing. 3 in a row now. 3 in a row.
3 in a row and 4 out of 5.
But one more thing before I go. We are staying up. We are staying up. We are staying up. We are staying up. But no, fantastic performance. I'll let Sean. You can have the limelight now because you got the score prediction correct. So get him on full screen. I'm gonna go. See you later, everybody.
All right, cheers, Ross. All right, so yeah, Sean, great job with the score prediction and a great job by the whole team.
Yeah.
I go ahead.
Yeah. It was a great match, but I didn't watch it. But I'm going to watch the match of the day tonight. So
Lovely.
So but I don't think, I don't think Brendan Mutters won't be out. I think he might stay.
I think between the Leeds result and this one, if we can at least put in a good shift against Manchester City, maybe even get a point, I think that's his job stable again.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right, Sean, I'm going to ask for one last quick thing from you. I know you said you didn't see the match, so one thing you may not have seen was Jamie Vardy's celebration.
No.
But he scored the goal at Molineux, and he did the howl. Can I get a howl from you before I let you go? Lovely stuff. All right, thank you, Sean, and I'll see you on the next Watchalong.
Come on.
What a result. So thank you all so much for joining me. It was a great result, great positivity all around from all of us here. And Subs saying Wolves have no manager to sack. And Fossey say, or Foss, I learned how to pronounce it. I was angry when I saw the lineup. Rogers just doesn't learn from his mistakes, but his subs were spot on. Absolutely. They were great. The subs made an improvement to the squad. They helped keep those legs fresh. Nick saying they're going down with the Forest. I've got to get going, but so I'm going to play that outro, but I want to give a final thank you to everyone who tuned in. If you enjoyed the watch along, give it a like, give a share and a subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. It helps more people find the channel. That's how I found it. We got more Leicester City content coming in all through the week, and of course, watch-alongs for all of the matches. Thank you all so much for joining me. I got to go, but I'll see you for the next match. A great result. Come on, you Foxes!
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.